So it has been just 7 days since a gunman opened fire, killing 17 students and staff members at Marjory Stoneman Douglas High School in Parkland, Florida. Today, dozens of students have traveled to Tallahassee, the state capital, to lobby for stricter gun control laws and changes in the state's mental health system. This is later today. President Trump will host a listening session at the White House with students and parents directly impacted by gun violence, including the Parkland shooting. NBC's own Carrie Sanders is in Tallahassee this morning with the very latest. Hi, Carrie.
Well, good morning, Megyn. The police here are estimating there may be as many as 1,000 students who come here and rally for some sort of gun control laws in this state. But the 100+ students who have traveled here from Marjory Stoneman Douglas will not attend. That's because the state representative who invited them here says that this rally on the steps of the old Capitol will be an open rally, and she fears that there will be those who are gun proponents who are here, and that there could be some sort of perhaps very difficult confrontation between those points of view and what the students have to say. So instead, the students will spend the entire day inside the Capitol meeting with those lawmakers. And as you noted, it is 7 days now since that rampage on the campus, and those kids are still emotionally vulnerable.
Overnight, a warm welcome for the survivors of the shooting at Marjory Stoneman Douglas High School. Students on a mission, bringing their anger, grief, and a tough gun control message to Florida's capital.
We're sick and tired of politicians just sitting back and saying that this was inevitable. Now we need to implement the legislation and we need to carry forward change.
But they're learning that won't be easy. Tuesday, the Florida legislature voted not to take up a bill banning assault weapons, a crushing blow to students who were there. Some are urging them not to attend today's rally, where grieving students might be confronted by pro-gun rights advocates.
We all have to be mindful that these kids are very fresh from a terribly traumatic event.
Sam Fuentes survived the rampage, barely. Shot in the thigh, shrapnel also lodged behind her eye.
If it was any farther back, I'd be brain dead.
2 of her classmates died. She now feels guilty she didn't care more about other mass shootings.
I don't know how Columbine wasn't enough. I don't know how Sandy Hook was not enough. I don't know how the Las Vegas shooting was not enough. I don't know how the Pulse nightclub was not enough. I don't know how any of it was not enough. But now it is.
This most recent shooting sparking a nationwide movement, even among some gun owners, to get rid of assault weapons.
My son was 10 feet from the shooter.
Mark Timpone owns an AR-15, the same type of high-powered weapon deputies say Nicholas Cruz used to kill 17 students and teachers at the same school Timpone's 15-year-old son attends. Grateful that his son was spared, Timpone is giving up his rifle.
Put yourself in my shoes, then you'll understand.
As planning gets underway for next month's gun control march in Washington, celebrities are now lending their support. George and Amal Clooney say they'll be there, writing in a statement, "They are so inspired by the courage and eloquence of these young men and women. We're donating $500,000 to help pay for this groundbreaking event." Oprah tweeting she'll match the donation. These inspiring young people remind me of the Freedom Riders of the 60s, who also said, "We've had enough." But there's no letting up in the grief. Funerals for Carmen Centrup. She would have been 17 today. 14-year-old Gina Montalto, a member of the marching band, and 15-year-old Peter Wang. His parents say he dreamed of attending West Point. The military academy now admitting him posthumously. A rare honor. Despite everything she's been through, Sam Fuentes is optimistic.
This doesn't have to be a reoccurring thing. We can put an end to it.
The Marjory Stoneman Douglas student survivors who are here after spending their day with lawmakers will end with a meeting with Florida's Republican Governor Rick Scott. They will spend at least 2 hours with him. He is a long supporter of gun rights and has an A+ rating with the NRA. Megyn?
And that's the challenge, right, is to get those politicians that have the A+ rating to say, I don't care about my rating. I care about saving lives. And no one's saying take all the guns. What they're saying is it has to be on the table. What reasonable reforms can we finally implement on all of these fronts to make kids more safe? Carrie, I want to ask you, because there's this video making news today. You showed the one man in your piece. There's an AR-15 owner who posted this. It's gone viral. The AR-15 was the gun used in last week's shooting, although it is not the only gun that can inflict that kind of damage. But this man, Scott Papalardo, posted this video on Facebook over the weekend. It now has over 21 million views. Scott says he's a firm believer in the Second Amendment. He's even got a tattoo of it, he says, on his arm. But he's got a message for others in the wake of the Parkland school shootings. Listen.
What if whoever buys this weapon, their child gets hold of it and brings it to school one day and shoots a bunch of people? Can I live with that? I don't think I could. Wow.
Carrie, is there any momentum at the state capitol? I mean, you saw they refused to even take up the bill. So is that officially over? There's not going to be any reform when it comes to guns at all this year?
Well, Florida has a very short legislative session. It's only 2 months, and we have right now 10 days left. So the students come up here with perhaps vocal momentum, but it may actually be a very difficult civics lesson for them once they get inside the Capitol and meet with lawmakers to learn how, first of all, a bill gets proposed and then how it gets out to a vote. So at minimum, what they say they would like is recognition that they want not gun control, specifically the AR-15. That weapon, which is a semi-automatic weapon used on their campus, used on so many other campuses and other mass shootings, they would like to see the legislature here at least put an age restriction on the sale of an AR-15. As the kids all aptly point out, they're too young at 18 years old to rent a car in this country, but they can go down and buy an AR-15. To them, that seems very wrong.
Carrie,
Megyn?
Thank you. Did you see this? Like now they're accusing some of these students of being props from the anti-gun. I mean, that these students who were just shot last week and who have survived don't have a right to their own opinion about gun control or gun reform. Even if you are a Second Amendment fan and you believe in the Second Amendment, why can't all of it be on the table at this point? We've had so many shootings after shootings after shootings. I understand people love their firearms. There is a Second Amendment. But why isn't it all on the table? How many more dead do we need before it's all on the table and thoughtful adults, even with an A+ rating, have an honest conversation about what, if anything, can be done to protect our children? We'll be right back.
Hello, Today fans. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking that button down there and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives.